Testing, testing. Just turn my mic volume up. Just wait a little bit. See if anybody joins. Ah, somebody's here. Hello, Mr. Spatula. Good to see you, man. Give it about 30 more seconds, then we'll just start up. Try to keep tonight light. Welcome, person number 3, 4. We're rolling. All right. Make sure everybody can hear me. If you can hear me, just type something. Just want to make sure before I start ranting and raving. All right. All right, fellas, ladies. Perfect, perfect. All right, so tonight is just going to be a little continuation of what we were talking about tonight on the video. Um, it's really funny to me how I guess like we in America just take so much shit for granted and so much shit like we just I don't know we just find stuff to complain about. What's up, Stimmy? Um, or is that Saint Emmy? All right, so it's just amazing to me how we just find so much shit to complain about. And Henry, what's up, man? Um, so we find so much shit to complain about. We find so much shit to just be mad about all the time. And I remember I was listening to this lady, and she was saying how after the, I guess after they got the gay rights, and as far as the gay people had a right to get married, people found out that they like literally ran out of shit to be mad about. And so they just started inventing stuff. And we just now we have everybody's mad at every goddamn thing. And I always equate it to I remember watching this video, this guy, and he was sitting down and he was like, he was go, he was saying, I got hockey practice, I got school, then I have to go to work, and then I come home and my girlfriend, all she wants to do is have sex with me. And like the comments was hilarious because people were like, "Oh, just cry me a river," and what the hell? And it's just like that's how it seems we are. What's up, Java? It's like that's how it seems like we've gotten to this point where you'll have half the world, like you'll have half like of the men in the world who don't have a girlfriend, like, oh really, your girlfriend just wants to have sex with you? That must suck. And then you have like husbands, who maybe haven't had sex in 6 months, like, oh well, you have someone who wants to have sex with you, that just sucks. And this dude genuinely was pissed off because his girlfriend just wanted to have sex and he was tired and he didn't feel like it. And it's like that's where we're at right now. um that's like literally that's where we're at. Thanksgiving was good. Thank you so much. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hope everybody ate to their heart content and then ate some more, passed out, blacked out somewhere. I seriously hope that everybody's, had a wonderful holiday despite the COVID restrictions and all that other shit. Enjoy yourselves, enjoy your family if you can. But I don't know. It just seems to me like that's where we're at in this world. Like we have to find something. It's like there always has to be an enemy. Um, yeah, it was like the dude was mad that his girlfriend just did not just wanted to have sex with him, and he just was pissed off. And like he was like, I'm always tired, and she all she wants to do is just be with me. And I'm just like, that is like the last fucking thing you would ever want to complain about on TV in front of people. I don't know. It just seems like to me like we live in a country now where we're the people, complaining about we stomped our toe on the side of the bed, and we're complaining to people who have no feet. And it's like that's where we're at. Like we're to the place where we have so much shit going for us. And again, I'm not saying America is not without its problems, because obviously America has America has its problems, has shit they have to fix, has shit that they got to get better. Namely the election. Haha. Because I already know Java's going to make me go there any goddamn way, so we might as well just start now. Um, but like we live in a country where like other people would travel, like literally there are people right now in like the middle of Central America and South America who are like, you know what, we need to get to this fucking place, our country sucks, There is no food, there's no this, there's no that, where's no opportunity. We need to get the fuck out of here. And they're like, well, we don't have a car. You know what? Fuck it, we're just gonna walk. And they're literally walking 2,000 miles. um, they're walking literally 2,000 miles to get to America, to have that opportunity, to have that, you know, that chance to be free. And like literally, we just sit around and we just bitch about everything. And then when I mean we, I just mean we as Americans. I'm not saying everybody. But we as Americans, we just sit around and bitch about everything, and it's like the tiniest shit. Like, uh, I hate the fact that like I feel like a lot of women take what they have in this country for fucking granted because it's not perfect, and it's just understandable. You may feel a little uncomfortable at certain things, and everybody does. But like, dude, comparatively, like, there's no perspective in this country at all. Like, there's no fucking perspective. Like, literally, everyone's problems is their problems, and they have to blow up their problems regardless of what other problems people may have. And like, we don't appreciate shit because to me, like, we're just a spoiled fucking country. Like, we've had so much shit going for us, that's so good that we feel like we deserve or we demand more and we demand better. Instead of making better for yourself, we want our country to make everything better. And it's just, I don't know, it's just retarded. I don't just That's, for lack of a better word, it's flat out fucking dumb that people act like this. Um, and I don't know, it just for to me personally, um, and I'm about to Ron Burgundy this shit. Like, seriously, we've always hear about what's wrong with America. Like, the police force is bad, and all this other stuff is bad, and the government is bad, and the people are bad, and white people are bad, and black people are bad, and everybody's bad. It's like, can't we for 2 minutes focus on the fucking positive? That again, we have the richest poor people in any fucking place in the world. Like, you think people in China who are dirt poor wouldn't trade their children in a heartbeat to come to America to be quote unquote poor? Um, yeah, exactly. Spatula. You don't think people like Africa would trade, like, literally sleeping on dirt floors, no running water, have to go all the way out to the well to get water and hope their daughter don't get attacked by like a fucking lion or get kidnapped? You don't think they would trade that shit in a heartbeat to live somewhere where they have running water, they have electricity, they have all the things that they need to actually live a decent life? um and yeah, um it's just like, yeah, I mean, like, literally, what's up, Reaper? Like, seriously, we have people, they have called automobiles, they have cell phones, like like, literally, they have PlayStation or Xbox or whatever they're playing, flat screen TVs and everything else, and like, life sucks because I'm poor, and it's like, dude, what the fuck else do you want? Like, seriously, we all can't be billionaires. We all can't be millionaires. If you got what your basic essentials of life, and some people differentiate between what they feel like is basic essentials, but it's like, um, what's up, Tech? If you like basic shit, like you have food, you have water, you have electric, you have everything you need. Why are you bitching? Like, why is there somebody bitching that they don't have enough? It's just, I never understand it. Just don't understand it. Yeah, 11:30 here. Damn, dude, you're still in Japan? Um, so it is crazy. And thank you, Tech. Always looking out for a brother. So I don't know. That's just always been my That's just always been my gripe with this country. Like, we find shit to bitch about. We find shit to be upset and mad about. We find shit to protest over. Now, again, there are legitimate things you could be angry about. There are legitimate things you could be mad about. But some of the shit that I've seen, I'm just like, serious. Like, that's why I started shaving my head, because I would pull out all my hair listening to half of this shit. Like, I've heard people complain because there weren't girls in sports equipment in the magazine. They had boys in sports equipment, but they didn't have any girls, and it shows that girls aren't athletes, and it shows that, this is just sexism because girls aren't athletes and girls aren't this and it's just like, dude, shut. The girls are in the book; they're just modeling dresses, okay? Bitch, be happy that you have females in the book, and then we can work from there. If you want girls to be in sports equipment, here's an idea: open up your own line of sports equipment, and you can have nothing but girls advertising your shit. That'll work. That seems better, than running around bitching, demanding everybody else change their product to fit your idiotic fucking needs. But yeah, that's I don't know. I just always found that story to be crazy, and that's where it started stemming from. The video tonight is that, again, there was a dude just complaining that his girlfriend wants to have sex all the time, and it's just so funny to me how people just find the craziest shit to be upset about or be mad about, and it's just like, okay, if that's what you feel, then that's what you feel. But yeah, right? It's like, again, it's like, we're complaining about minor shit and dumb, like just really, really minor stuff. Um, so honestly, I didn't really have much on that. I think I said pretty much everything I wanted to say. As far as in the video, I tried to keep it as short as possible, so we can just actually open it up, whatever y'all want to talk about. If we're talking about the election, let's just get this shit over with because I don't want to be here for 3.5 hours. Um, I mean, everybody complains. Everybody has shit. I think my main beef is that we complain on a national level. Like, if you at home and you like, man, I went to McDonald's, they were out of fucking ketchup. This is bullshit. Okay, fine, whatever. But if you literally, if you're complaining to the point where you're on TV complaining about lack of ketchup, then it's like, okay, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, if you are writing columns in newspapers saying, I didn't have ketchup and y'all don't understand how it affected my life, and yeah, it's just nonsense. And yes, I do smoke. Um, yeah, it's just annoying as shit. All right, so what are we talking about tonight? Are we talking about the election? Because I stopped following it. I can't. I don't know. Yeah, I love that. I absolutely love that. Um, yeah, I love the people who are in million-dollar houses talking about how oppressed they are. And, yeah, can I be oppressed too? If that's oppression, then I need to be oppressed too. God damn it. Um, I honestly stopped following everything because I'm just exhausted with it. Just let's get this shit over with. I still, to this day, I'm kind of torn. I don't want. Oh gosh. Um. Well, if she has the evidence, she better bring that shit forward because honestly, the clock is running out. They can't keep dragging this shit out. Um. Yeah, I'm absolutely done. Just get it over with. If you got it, spit it out. If you don't, I think the problem is they're just waiting for all the recounts to be done so they can just go in. Um, I always think that Trump has something up his sleeve. This time he may have something up his sleeve. I don't know. If he does, great, just get it over with. If he doesn't, then let's just go away and let Biden come in and do I hope he, like I said, I hope he do everything he said he was going to do. I don't know about you guys, but I'm just giving y'all heads up. I'm traded in my car now. I'm about to get a better car with better gas mileage. Um, maybe. Um, oh, that'd be amazing. That would be amazing if they did that shit on Christmas Day. There'll be so many people who are mad, but it's actually kind of funny. I've actually been seeing some videos and some things about. I've been seeing videos and some things about people who are now realizing exactly what Biden was going to do and all his plans, and they're like, "Fuck, I didn't want to vote for him. I don't want to vote for him to do that." And it's like, I'm to the point now where I'm just waiting again for the power shortages, for the gas to go up, for all this shit to happen. Apparently, he's going to do the nationwide lockdown, which I always find funny because Trump was like, you know what, I'm gonna leave it to the individual states, and he was a dictator. And Biden's gonna come in and say, fuck all y'all, I'm gonna tell everybody what to do. And now he's the savior. So I guess I don't know. I always find it funny that people like dictators as long as they agree with what the dictator is doing. I guess that's the logic of these people. Um, and I can't even call them low information voters. They had no information. Like literally, you had to dig out and search for what Biden's plans was because the media didn't talk about him at fucking all. The only thing they just kept talking about was, we need to get rid of Trump. We need to get rid of Trump because Trump is evil. And that's all they focused on. And Trump loved it because he was like, hey, more attention on me. But it may be his undoing because now, maybe everybody's undoing because no one knew what the fuck Biden was going to do. And now that his plans are starting to come out, and people are realizing that, oh shit, he's going to get rid of the subsidies on gas and electric. Well, what the hell is that going to do to my electric bill? Well, you're about to find out. So, and yeah, actually, yeah, what is it, the meme generation. This is what it is. The meme voters. That's all it was. People will see Trump doing something stupid in the meme, and they're like, "I can't vote for that guy." And Biden, he saved the world, and he's going to save the world, and he was with Obama, so of course we got to get with him. And if they go for it, then they win for it. They win for it, and more power to them. I do find it funny that again, all these people are now realizing what's going on, and everybody's like, well, Biden's not going to finish. It's going to be Kamala Harris. Um, it's going to be Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is going to finish the term. Biden's not going to make it to the end, and Kamala Harris is like 100 times worse than Biden. Biden don't even know where the fuck he is half the time. And I think he's more focused on just trying to finish a sentence than doing anything, whatever. Um, but Kamala, she has for me, and it has nothing to do with race. She has just an attitude with her that I just don't fucking like. I really don't. Um, she just comes off as arrogant and condescending. And if you walk in, especially with people she don't like when she had the debate with Pence, she just came off as really arrogant and condescending. And she doesn't know anything. From what I can tell, she just like it's like she doesn't know anything. She fucking talks in circles. And if you go in there and you start meeting with world leaders, they're gonna fucking run rings around her. Like they are gonna run. That's why everybody hated Trump, in my opinion. They hated Trump because they couldn't. Trump was an asshole, but he was knowledgeable in business. Um, and he just looked at it from a mathematical standpoint, from a business standpoint, and everybody would say, he failed so many businesses. Well, a lot of people failed a lot of businesses before they became successful. That's just part of life. Okay. No one just opens up a business and it flies right off and everything is hunky dory. Okay. You're going to fail that shit. That's life. Um, but he looked at it from a business standpoint, and a lot of shit he was looking from a business standpoint when he was telling other countries, you got to pay your fair share in NATO or whatever. I think it was NATO. And they were like, well, we're going to see what we can do. He was like, no, fuck that. We're done policing the world. You pay your money, we pay our money. We'll be good. We'll keep this shit fair. Why are we paying extra to protect you? No, you pay your money to protect yourselves. And people started actually paying up because he was about business. Like, yeah, I like you. You're cool. We can talk. We can rap, whatever. Um, but at the end of the day, it's about money. It's about, you upholding your end of the deal when it comes to a business deal. And that's what his mindset is. And the problem that I have with like people like Biden and people like Kamala Harris, and if you've always been in government, you don't understand what the world is really like. You don't understand. I remember watching, there was a committee hearing, and they brought all these congressmen, brought in business people, and they were sitting down, they were talking, and the lady was saying, trying to explain to, I guess the lady was grilling this business owner. She was like, well, we're looking at your financials, and all these people, they lost salary. Why did they lose salary? And the guy was explaining, well, unfortunately, some people we had to cut hours, some people got demoted. And she was like, I don't understand, what does demoted mean? And it's like, dude, why are you holding a fucking business hearing and you don't know what demoted means? Like, you don't understand why a person would be demoted. You don't understand why a person would lose their job and have to probably settle for another job. Like, why are you here? And again, why are you asking questions in an asshole condescending way if you don't understand the basic concept of business and working? And flat out is because they've never had to do this shit. Like, they've never had to work a 9 to 5 to put food on the table and feed their family. Like, a lot of these people have been government from birth. And that's all the fuck they know. They know their paycheck is coming regardless of whether they do a good job or a shitty job. They know their paycheck is coming whether they go to work or they don't go to work. They get half the fucking year off because they're always on fucking vacation. So they don't understand what it means to get up every day, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, whatever. Have to work on weekends sometimes. Maybe have to work a part-time job to make ends meet. They don't get that shit. And I understand people say, well, Trump doesn't understand it either because he's rich and he's blah, 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 blah. But Trump has literally surrounded himself with people like that his entire life. So he fucking gets it. Like, he's been surrounded by people who's on the grind, who's on the hunt, who's trying to build up and do shit like that. And he fucking gets it. And, like, again, Joe Biden, he doesn't fucking understand it. Joe Biden's never had a regular job in his fucking life. He's literally been in government from his first job. He's never had a private sector job. So you mean to tell me this guy who's never worked in the private sector is going to come in and understand at fucking 840 years old what the private sector is dealing with or going through? That's why a lot of these, if you look at a lot of these governors and all this other shit who's quick to shut shit down, we need to shut this down. We need to shut that down. Nobody, like, people are losing everything they fucking have and they don't fucking care. I mean, they can talk about COVID all they want. They don't care. They're just shutting everybody's shit down. And they don't understand the ramifications that it has when people literally are just losing all their stuff. And that's why, me personally, I voted for Trump. I would vote for Trump again, just because, again, he wasn't like all of the politicians. And I don't know. Everybody is saying, well, we need to get back to normal. We get back to normal. Let's get back to normal. Let's get back to normal. Okay, well, we're about to get back to normal. Um, yeah, that's true. I'm reading yours, Reaper. Um, And yeah, that's another thing. We talked about that shit last week. Like, a lot of these people who are shutting things down, they're shutting things down for us, not for them, for us. Like, they'll quickly shut down restaurants and businesses until they want to go to a restaurant, and then, hey, the restaurant needs to open, and I need to invite all my friends. But you can't have your friends at your house because that's wrong. Whatever. I'm not gonna get too much on that COVID shit because my last video got taken down for something that I said. I don't even know what I said, but we'll just keep it moving. Um, I don't know. I just find it really, really. I don't know. I'm waiting for the punchline because to me this is a joke. Like, anyone who voted for Biden, thinking that he was going to do better than Trump, to me is a joke, and I'm just waiting for the punchline. I can't even get on Facebook anymore because all the people are, Well, I stopped getting on Facebook damn near years ago because it was always, Trump is fucking Hitler. So I couldn't deal with it anymore. I don't mind people who vote differently than me. That's fine. But like somebody said, Reese, I can't remember one of the new senators or whatever, the four horsemen or whatever the fuck they're called. um, the 74 million people who voted for Trump are just white supremacists or white nationalists, and it's like completely ignoring the fact that he got like 18% of the male black vote, and like 37% of the Latino vote. Um, it's like, oh, dude, join the club. It's amazing. But like, they completely ignore all that because they push an agenda. They push their narrative, and that's all that matters. Um, and that is true. That is true, Tech. That's why I think they hid Biden as much as possible because they wanted to get rid of Trump. And again, like I was saying earlier, a lot of people now are realizing how fucked up some of his policies are supposed to be. Again, I'm not saying he's going to implement all of them. but some of the people are realizing how fucked up his policies are going to be. Now, some of this shit he can just go ahead and write on, like do an executive order. So if he starts doing executive orders to say shut down every fucking thing, then guess what? We're just fucking shut down. Um, and I really think that it may come a point where yes, this country was divided, and Biden may be the man to reunite the country, but I think he's going to reunite the country in the wrong way. If he's able to reunite the country, it's going to be for sheer hatred for the entire government. That's what I think would unite it, is that it's going to be sheer flat out hatred. Because if, like I said, if he does just half the shit he said he's going to do, open up the borders, um, do the whole DACA thing, do the whole I don't know. I think if gas reaches $10 a gallon in like Georgia, oh yeah, Republicans and Democrats are going to come together wholeheartedly to vote against every Democrat ever. Um, and I don't think, and honestly, like people, you got to hit their wallets for them to pay attention. And unfortunately, that's the only thing that wakes people up. When I was talking to people, and I was explaining to them, I but think about it this way though. Um, he's saying that he don't think he'll do a lot because he's trying to appeal to the far left. The far left is the problem, the flat out problem. Like people always talk about the far right and the far left. Okay, no one tries to appease the far right. Everyone tells them to go fuck yourselves. Republicans, Democrats, Independents, all alike say, you guys are wackos. Y'all need to go sit the fuck down somewhere. Um, we you just go over there. Fine. You think you're great because you're white. Yay, get the fuck away from here. Um, but the problem is the far left are just like they have people in their corner. Like they literally want they think we're all dying in 100 years because of climate change or global warming or whatever the fuck they're calling it this week. So you have people literally running for office like Biden, like Kamala Harris, like a lot of Democrats who are saying we need to do whatever we can because we're all going to die. There will be no more humanity in 20 years or 30 years or 100 years because um because we're all going to die because of climate change. So we have to do this now. And just like I explained as far as like with Trump, if they cheated, not saying they did, seems like they did, but whatever. If they cheated, in their brain, they were justified in cheating because this guy's fucking Hitler. So whatever you do to stop Hitler, you're the hero. You're the greatest person ever. But think about it this way. If they're trying to stop climate change, if they're trying to stop the world from coming to an end, if they're trying to stop the world from pretty much disintegrating, then $10 a gallon of gas is nothing for them because they're saving the world. If your electric bill is, $400 or $500 a month, that's no problem for them because they're trying to save the world. You have to understand that shit's not going to affect them because they're on the government dime. The only thing Congress has ever, since I've probably been alive, wholeheartedly agreed on, minus a few bills here and there, but the overwhelming majority of what they agree on is giving themselves raises. Like they've never had a conflict with that. They've always been able to give themselves raises. So if you think they don't push the gas up to $10 a gallon, they're going to go into Congress that day and give themselves raises to, help them, deal with the $10 a gallon. Fuck everybody else. They have to make sure they're okay. Um, yeah, exactly. And I've always found the whole fascist thing just fucking ridiculous, but whatever. Um, so yeah, I mean, it seems to me that we're just at a place and point where the far left, and I mean I hate to get into those terms, but the far left is really just they're just going to blow that shit wide open, and people have to they have to cater to the far left because they feel like that's their base now. That's what they want. They don't give a shit about the union people. They don't give a shit about you know black people or Spanish people, anything like that. They feel like they have an agenda. The media helps them control the agenda. because the media is quick to point out if you don't agree with us and there's something wrong with you. It's not our problem. It's not our, plans or anything like that. Um, yeah. Um, they paint it as it's your fault. Social media does the same thing. If you don't agree with what they feel like, then it's your problem. You're the problem. You're the crazy person. And like I say, the only way I think Biden would ever unite, like he's not going to unite people, you know, with him saying I'm the president and we all need to come together to make this country better. No, this shit's not going to happen because again, there's 74 million people who are pissed right now, absolutely pissed. Um, but flip it to the other side. If he's able to do some of the things he wants to do, then those 74 million people, hey, I don't think so either. Um, he's those 74 million people are easily going to be joined by the supposedly 80 million people that voted for him when prices start going through the fucking roof and they can't afford to pay certain things. And as I was explaining to some people, and like one of my coworkers, she was talking about Biden. And I just laughed. I was like, "Do you really understand what he's going to do?" And I'm like, "It's not just the gas. I mean, think about it. You got to pay $10 worth of, $10 for gas. That's fine. You can maybe manage that. Maybe you catch the bus or whatever. But you got to understand, everything is going to go up. Plane tickets are going to go up. Uh, buses are going to. All the food's going to go up because again, trucks are going to have to pay more to, for gas to get food from point A to point B. Like literally everything is going to fucking go up. And if you try to do it, if you try to, implement the whole $15 an hour thing, that's going to just like literally he will royally fuck everything if they implement their things. And like I said, it's a huge part of me. I really want him to do it because a lot of people have been like literally just been being led by Facebook or Twitter, and these fucking idiots in college who apparently think they know every goddamn thing. Um, oh, they'll find Republicans to blame. That's why, truthfully, wholeheartedly, truthfully, I want them to win Georgia. I want them to win Georgia flat out. I hope they get both seats. I hope they are able to do everything they want to do without no problems because then it's all on them. It's all on them. It's all on Democrats. It's all on Biden. It's all on Kamala Harris. Let them get everything, because if the Republicans somehow stop them, then it's going to be, well, we can't do anything because the Republican Senate is not passing our bill. So the Republican Senate is blocking it. Or the Republican Senate isn't doing this. Or the Republican Senate isn't doing that. And they like literally they need a fall guy. I my biggest when I realized all this shit was a sham and all this shit was a joke was when Obama first 2 years of Obama. He had the House, the Senate, and obviously he was the president. And they did nothing. I mean, they passed Obamacare. No Republican voted for it, which means they could have passed any bill that they wanted to pass. Well, they didn't bring up gun laws. They didn't even reproach gun laws. They didn't bring up abortion rights. They didn't even approach abortion rights. They could have passed laws on abortion years ago, and this shit would have been over and done with. Like the Supreme Court wouldn't have mattered because it would have been into law. They could have passed any gun law they wanted to, but they didn't even bring that shit up. But as soon as the Republicans took over the House and the Senate, then it was like, oh, we need to pass a gun law. No, Republicans are not going to do that shit. Or we need to pass, abortion rights. Or, we need to pass this. We need to pass that. No Republicans are going to do it. And then sit back and say, well, I can't get anything done because the Republicans are just evil and they don't want us to, implement our agenda because they're evil and they're racist. It's like, get the fuck out of here. And it really is. It's like, it's just, I always look at politics. I used to look at politics as, you know, two sides fighting. And it's not. It's not two sides fighting. It's two people pretending to fight to make everybody. It's like literally watching wrestling. If you ever seen wrestling, which I am a huge fan of, but if you ever seen wrestling, it's like it's one guy who acts like he's the bad guy, one guy acts like he's a good guy. They fight like shit, and then they go back in the back and they just laugh and joke and talk about it, and go out to dinner or whatever. The fans get their enjoyment. We all realize it's fake. The fans get their enjoyment. We get the steel chairs and throwing. Exactly right. So that's what they have. It's Republicans fighting, Democrats fighting. At the end of the day, they all go out and just chill. Like, they don't fucking care. Like, they really just don't care. And that's why, honestly, I think when Trump came in, it kind of fucked up their whole plan because he's like, oh shit, now like now we got to put up or shut up. Um, like now, well, now we actually got to work. Now that we got to do stuff. And Republicans showed their face as soon as Trump came in. He's like, all right, let's repeal Obamacare. Like, let's go. You get a bill on my desk, I will sign this shit today. Let's go. And they were like, oh, well, we can't do it. And it's like half of you fuckers ran on repealing Obamacare. Now all of a sudden, you have the opportunity to do it. Um, you guys don't want to do it. Now you can't do it. Now you don't want to do it. Like, what the fuck are you here for? Um, and yeah, he did. He fucked up the entire game plan because the game plan was to get Hillary in there. Hillary was to do the exact same shit Obama did, and then they just keep going on. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, but the emails that came out where Hillary was like, you got to put on two faces. You got to have a face on you when you're out in public, and then you got to have a face on when you're here among people like you. And she was talking to like Wall Street people. And everybody just blew it off like it was nothing. But like literally, that's true. They have two faces. They go out in public and, oh, well, we care about you. We care about your rights. We care about this. We care about that. When they get behind closed doors, they don't give a shit because they don't never do anything to change it. And they won't do anything to change it. And I think, again, I think Trump just fucked up the whole machinery because Trump was like, okay, all right, I'm here to get shit done. I'm not here just to sit around and fucking play golf. I'm sure he played golf. Um, yeah, exactly. Um, and I think that's kind of like that really fucked them up. That really just threw them for a loop because now they got to actually do shit. And well, we weren't here for that. We were here just to collect the paycheck, work Monday through Thursday and go home and just chill. Like, what the hell is this shit? Like, why are you making enemies? And hold on, why are you pulling us out of wars? What's this? We have this war going on for 20 fucking years for a reason. Like, there's no reason. But no, we got to have a war. Oh, no, we got to, if you're going to do anything, you got to let all of us know because we can leak it to the press and then we can tell all the enemies that we're on our way to go kill them so the enemies can leave so we can keep this feud going over and over and over again so we can just keep, acting like we're here for a reason. And it's like, Trump's like, no, there's too much shit going on. This is getting fixed. And they hated him for it. Like, literally, you have to be a special kind of fucked up to where apparently where Trump passes a crime bill that gets black people out of jail and you don't care. But literally your argument for years before he even decided to run for office was we need prison reform. There's too many black people in jail for petty crimes. Literally, Trump came in there and he worked with Democrats, he worked with Republicans, got a crime bill done, got people out of jail, and they didn't fucking care. So it's like literally that's all you need to know about politicians, both Republicans and Democrats. They they hated it so much, and they really were hell bent on. Um, um, I can't even talk to her. Honestly, I can't. I can't. We argue so much, like because I'm sure y'all know from my videos, I get extremely animated, extremely passionate, and she listens to NPR, and that shit just drives me insane. And that's no knock on her. I'm sure she's probably cussed me out if I said that, but she listens to NPR, and that shit, it's like literally she just repeats the same shit that they say, and it drives me insane. Like we were talking about the election I was like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, if Trump wins, like this shit is gonna be crazy. And she was like, well, because he didn't win. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, because there's no evidence whatsoever of voter fraud. And I just was like, okay, I can't talk to you. Like literally, I can't talk to you. Okay, so we had a Russian investigation for 2.5 years. There was no evidence of it, and that's fine. We had hearings on Kavanaugh with no fucking evidence. We had, um, we had hearings on every fucking thing. Like, they investigated Don Jr. for, having a meeting with a Russian person, and the meeting was nothing, but they had to investigate it. He had to talk to FBI for 30 hours. But apparently Hunter Biden can do whatever the fuck he wants to do and no one cares. It's like really like if you I don't know, it's hard for me. If you can't see the double standard, then I don't even know what to say. I literally can't talk to you. Um I can't talk to you, like, seriously. Um, next question is Well, yeah, that's true. um, I mean, no, I actually I do love her, and she's a pain in the ass, and I'm sure I'm a pain in her ass. Um, and Java, like that was my main point. Like, okay, so we need to give you evidence of Russia. I mean, we need to give you evidence of voter fraud, but you won't let us look at the votes. So how can I give you evidence if you won't let me investigate it? How can I give you evidence if you won't let me look? Now we have all these people saying that they saw all this shit, but we need to disregard everything they said because they don't have evidence. Well, again, if they're saying like literally, there's somebody coming to you saying, hey, you go into the cops and say, "Hey, I seen this guy. He kidnapped this girl," and the cops say, "Well, do you have evidence?" No, fucker. I just told you I saw this guy. He grabbed this girl, he threw her into a black Jeep, and they drove off. Oh, well, if you don't have any evidence, I can't investigate it. I'm sorry, sir. You're just wasting my time. There was no kidnapping here. It's like, what the hell? Like, okay, so what do we do? Do I need to go after her? Do I need to chase her? Well, sir, again, if you want to go and play this fantasy land of a kidnapping, then you go right ahead. But do not waste my time with your made up stories where you have no evidence. Well, what the fuck, dude? Like, how do you, like, what do I do with this? Again, like if you have people saying, "Hey, I seen X, Y, and Z," and they're like, "Well, sorry, we won't waste our time with that," and it's like, okay, again, but it's like, you know, they're saying I seen these votes. These votes were invalid. I seen this person run these votes 27 times or whatever. I seen this person count votes. I seen this person backdated envelopes. I seen all this, and it's like, sorry, that's not evidence. But like, Christine Blasey Ford would come out and say, well, at a house and a guy and he jumped on me. That's all we need. We believe her. Let's go. We need hearings. This guy cannot be in Supreme Court because he is a rapist. This is bullshit. And it's like, oh, where was evidence? It doesn't need evidence. She said it. We believe her. That's it. Um, and that's the point, Java. Like, okay, so we need evidence to start an investigation, but normally the investigation is to gather the evidence to see whether it's true or not. So you don't want the investigation while also claiming there's no evidence. Okay, what the fuck do we do? Like, again, it's just, and then there's a lot of judges throwing out shit in court because, like I said, I don't think they just want to get involved. Um, and yeah, yeah, that widespread evidence is just it's really funny, and it's weird because like some two guys, I don't know if it was for this collection or the primaries, were court like literally charged by the FBI for voter fraud. Apparently they just registered thousands of homeless people and just took their votes. So I guess that's not evidence. Um, but I guess it doesn't matter because California wouldn't go to Trump anyway because whatever. Um, and that Supreme Court shit scares me because I think it's going to go to the Supreme Court, and if he wins, see the problem is this, and this is the problem with the courts: the media is not going to cover it. They're not going to cover the trial. I promise you they won't because they're not covering any of the shit that's going on now. So any evidence or anything that is said in that court won't be distributed to the general public. If the court rules in his favor, they're just going to paint it as Trump judges lets him win the election. Trump cheated. That's why he packed the court with his three judges. That's why he rushed Amy through. That's all it was. He just wanted to cheat to make sure he get reelected because he knew he couldn't win the election fair and square. They're not going to talk about the evidence. They're not even going to have people on the show that will explain the evidence. They would just say he cheated, and that's just it. So if it goes to the Supreme Court, as sad as it sounds, he may win. I don't know. I don't think he will, but he may win. And if he wins, it's just going to be Trump stole the election. Because again, you got to understand, like these people haven't reported or anything he has done good, damn near ever. Like it's hard. It is hard. Like I would look at the newscast and they'll say like um, like CNN, they'll talk about, CNN reports on Trump 95% negative. The Washington Times is like 93 or 94% negative. The Washington Post is 97% negative. Like everything is all negative. Like like literally for a country, and again, I'm not saying we're out our flaws, but literally for a country that had one of the best economies ever, lowest unemployment rate for black people, for everybody. you know, new business owners for minorities, new business owners for women, new business owners, for everybody, like fucking everybody. Everybody was like rising up. People had more money to spend, so more businesses were opening. Like we were just rolling. We weren't in any fucking wars. Like, and that's like one of the big things. Like, we weren't in any fucking wars. Like, Trump was pulling people out of wars. Like, he was pulling people out of Syria. He was pulling people out of the Middle East. He's still pulling people out of the Middle East. Like, all right, let's bring our troops on. What the fuck are they sitting there for? So, like, he's ending shit. He's ending wars. He's not starting anything new. He's not spending billions of dollars blowing up shit just so we can go back in there and fix the goddamn place back up. I mean, like, he wasn't perfect, but he did a damn decent job. I mean, again, opportunity zones for really poor areas. He tried to do as much as he could to help people. He was doing the damn thing. Again, wasn't perfect, but he was doing the damn thing. And I'm sorry, he just did the prescription drug thing where they're lowering prescription costs for everyone. So fuck y'all. Like, that's just checkmate to me. And I told my wife this a long time ago. Like, if he lowers prescription drugs costs, he will be the best president ever, by far, hands down. If he's able to do it, and it looks like he pulled it off, it goes into effect January 1st. But best president ever, because lowering prescription drug costs means it lowers the premiums, because now insurance companies aren't paying out $400 for a fucking EpiPen or $300 for insulin or whatever it was. So now everybody benefits from this. So he lowers prescription drug costs. He's getting black people out of jail. He's had the unemployment rate damn near invisible. And y'all can't find anything to say about this guy that was positive? Like, seriously? Like, what the fuck? Like, anything? Nothing. Nothing you can't find nothing positive can come out your mouth regarding this man. And that's just what it was. So, again, if he goes to court, he could put all the evidence in the world. He could have a fucking videotape of people literally filling out ballots, counting them, and then growing. And they would not tell anybody this shit. It would just be Trump cheated. And that's the way it'll go down. And then people, obviously, Antifa, Black Lives Matters, everybody go out the street and they start burning shit down. And look at the country's in chaos, and governors and mayors won't open up their cities and open up their states because COVID is going to kill everybody. And then then the vaccine, I'm sure, will be pushed back because it has some defects or delays or whatever. So we really can't, use the vaccine to 2024. So we're just going to be shut down forever. It's like, literally, if you look at it from just a basic standpoint, everything was rolling along smoothly. They tried to impeach him. That shit did not work. And as soon as that impeachment went over, they did everything they could to shut down the fucking country. To shut it down and burn it down, flat out. They burned down Portland damn near every fucking night. And the mayor and the governor was telling the police, don't do anything. Who does that? Who does that? The mayor in Chicago, let them burn down the fucking city. Y'all do whatever y'all want to do. But as soon as they came on her street, she shut that shit down. She had police everywhere. Do not come on my street. I'm protecting my family. To which other people were thinking, that's weird. You can protect your family. You want the police there to protect your family, but the police can't protect our family. That's kind of fucked up, isn't it? But no. And I'm sure they'll vote for her again because she is, I guess, a gay mayor. And hey, they want her. So by all means, like, literally, I'm to the point now, and I guess I'm old enough. Just give the people what they want. If that's what you want, if you're literally hell bent on doing this to yourself, okay, yeah, pretty much. But like, just if you're really hell bent on doing this to yourself, then just fucking do it. Like, just, you know what? I'm to the point. Just fucking do it. My kids will be fine. I'm taking care of them. I'm making sure I'm getting little shit in order. Like I said, I'm about to get rid of my car because I know these gas prices will go up if he gets in there. Just go ahead and do it. I'm to the point now. I'm done trying to convince people. You cannot convince people of things that they don't want to hear. They want to hear that, Trump is evil, Trump is Satan. Okay, fine. Trump is evil, Trump is Satan. You think Biden's going to be better? Then let's just roll with it. And if it fails, I'm waiting for the first person who I know voted for Biden to come out. Do you see these gas prices? That's the fuck you voted for. What do you want me to do? Like seriously, I'm with you. I'm over trying to convince them. I'm over trying to explain to them. I just let them fucking do it. So when literally it cost them $100 to fill up their fucking Honda Civic, okay, then what do you want me to do? Go for it. That's what you wanted. That's what you voted for. Let's just roll with it. And I don't want to hear, crocodile tears and all this other shit about how hard it is and oh my gosh, I can't people, I can't afford this. They don't fucking care. Like again, my biggest speech is going to be you're saving the planet, fucking deal with it. They don't mind saving the planet with your money. They really don't. They will love to save the planet with your money. It's just that's what they're going to do. And it's not even a dead horse. Like literally, the horse is buried. It's like you're not even beating the horse anymore. You're beating the ground. It's just I just let it play out. I'm just to the point. Let's let it play out. And again, a part of me, I really want Trump to somehow pull this off, just to piss everybody off. But another part of me is, you know what? Trump step aside, let Biden go and do everything he's going to fucking do. Trump run again in 2024 if he's alive, or if he even wants to, or let somebody else come in, maybe Don Jr. or somebody, and just say, you know what? We need to get back to how it was. Because if he does this shit, and I really feel like he's gonna have to do it because he's getting so much pressure, and in his brain, he got 80 million votes. So 80 million people want him to follow through on his policies, even though probably 79.5 of them didn't even know what his fucking policies was if he got that many votes. Like I'm willing to bet over half of his people who voted for Biden has no idea what he is planning on doing. Absolutely not. But if you talk to Trump supporters, and I'm gonna say all of them, but I'm pretty sure majority of Trump supporters knew exactly what he was going to do because Trump was smart. He just said the four things he wanted to do over and over and over again, and that was just it. So it's just, you know what? I'm with you, Gabriella. Like I'm to the point. You know what? If I want to do, then fuck it, let's do it. I want to go on this roller coaster ride with you. Matter of fact, I'll pay your way. Let's go. Just to watch this shit, because again, we're letting. I've always called it the triangle of stupidity. New York talks to DC, talks to California, and that's all they do. They don't give a shit about anybody else in the middle. All these people in fucking Pennsylvania who think that Biden gives a shit about them, he doesn't. Because if he shuts down fracking, that is literally going to devastate fucking Pennsylvania. Absolutely fucking devastate Pennsylvania. What's up, Twitch? Like it's going to fuck Pennsylvania royally. West Virginia got the point. When they started talking about, when Hillary Clinton started talking about shutting down and shutting down the oil, and they went through that shit with Obama where he started shutting down oil companies, and literally West Virginia was like a fucking ghost town. And yes, West Virginia is a fucking ghost town if you've ever been to West Virginia. I have. But again, they got the point. It was like, well, half our people are fucking leaving. People don't have jobs. People are killing themselves because they don't have anything because they're shutting down the coal industry. This is what we know. So that's why they, instead of voting for Obama, when they voted for Obama, then they all of a sudden they voted for Trump, and they voted for Trump again because they got the fucking hint. Pennsylvania about to go through the same shit. Because what people in Pittsburgh and people in Philly don't understand is that that's because he has no accomplishments. Like, he's done nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. But anyway, whatever. But again, it's like, if you actually look at it from just the logical standpoint, they're going to get to the point where they're going to realize that a lot of that shit that they are funded in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh and all those cities, that shit comes from natural gas. Like, that's one of their big fucking exports. So you take away one of your big exports, what the fuck do you have? Well, you can't fucking send cheesesteaks out all across the fucking country. So what the fuck are you going to do? And it's just like now people are just going to be royally fucked. So again, you have places like Pittsburgh. I'm sorry, Pennsylvania. That's just, they're about to feel the wrath of it. And to me, I hate people who are there who didn't, who actually voted for Trump, who's about to go through this shit. But I mean, it fucking sucks. But I mean, all I can tell you is, you know what? Just sit back and laugh at him. I hope you got your shit together. Uh, you and me both, dude. I hope you guys, I hope you're planning for it. I hope you know what's coming if Biden comes in, and if he does it. I mean, if he don't, then great. Um, and Java, I'm with you. A lot of people in college don't have common sense because they've been told what to think so much, not how to think, and that's a huge problem in our society. We don't teach people to think. I remember when I first started this shit. Um, when I first started doing this church, I had a lot of people come on, and I was talking about religion a lot because I hate religion. Um, I will always talk about religion a lot because I feel like religion indoctrinated people. Perfect word. Um, they told people what to think and not how to think, and how to critically think for themselves, and how to look at a situation and analyze. And they just drilled in people what you're supposed to think. And I went through that shit when I was actually in college, like years ago. Um, where they would always try to push on, like, the only stories you can read are from like the New York Times, and it's like, the New York Times is a accredited paper that we allow, and it's like, well, the New York Times is shit, like absolute shit. Like, some of their stories were just fucking garbage. Like, I didn't agree with it at all, but guess what? I got to write on. I got to write on this. So it's like there is no room for free thinking. Now, some of my teachers were actually good. Some of my teachers fucking suck because if you didn't go, um, exactly. But if you didn't go by their approved guidelines to say what they wanted you to say, then you were going to fail, or you were going to get a bad grade, or whatever the case may be. And it's like, dude, this is fucking garbage. Like, this is absolute garbage. But again, a lot of people are just being told what to think. They're being told that America is evil. They're being told that, Trump is evil. And they're being told, if you don't agree with me, then you're a Nazi, or you're a racist, or you're a white supremacist. And what I find even more funny is, like, there are white people yelling at black people how, black people are you're traitors to their race. And it's like, are you fucking serious? Like, we've gotten to the point now. Um, we've gotten to the point now we can, you know, white people can yell at black people about not being black enough. Like, are you what the fuck? Like, where are we at with this? And it's just that's how this country now is headed. Like, we're headed to a place where, you know, we are literally just, you have to have one mindset, you have to have one train of thought, and if you don't have the proper train of thought and you don't have the proper mindset that has been pre-approved by some fucking person, I don't know who the person is, but if that mindset isn't pre-approved, then you should be ostracized and outcast because you don't follow the guidelines that somebody set forth. And it's like, well, I thought you fuckers were free thinkers. I always find it funny that the people who feel like, they are welcoming to everyone aren't welcome to anyone outside of their fucking circle. Like, when the colleges start doing this whole stupid ass safe space shit where they don't want to hear ideas that different from theirs, then you need to get the fuck out of college because that's where you're supposed to go to hear ideas different from yours. So you can actually learn and grow as a person. And then if you just surround yourself with people, um, right. Um, it's like, like, if you surround yourself with people with only people who would agree with you, then you'll never grow. You'll never learn any fucking thing. Because the only thing you're doing is reaffirming your ideas. And if your ideas are fucking retarded, then you're just reaffirming ideas that are just dumb. And you're surrounding yourself with dumb people who will only agree with you. And anybody who challenges it, immediately you can just start calling them names. It's like we're in fucking third grade. You know, if I don't like you for, thinking not how I'm thinking, then you're just a big dumb dummy head and I don't like you anymore. Your mother's stupid. And it's like, literally, that's where we're at. And I just wish, again, one of the things that I think would happen if Biden was to start implementing his plans is that somebody on the fucking left, somebody, anybody, will finally be the adult in the room and say, okay, you know what? Y'all need to shut the fuck up. All right. No more of this $20 gas bill, shit. No more of this crazy shit y'all keep talking. No more of the Green New Deal, rebuilding all the buildings, rebuilding all the bridges, and all this other crazy shit. We're not doing any of that. Let's get back to normal conversation. Let's get back to normal shit. Yeah. So it's just, I don't know. It's just, this whole thing is just, to me, is just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. Um, I don't think there's I don't think we're in any way, shape, or form going to be better after this. No way, shape, or form. I don't think there's no, because in my opinion, he has to come in if Biden wins. Biden comes in, and all he's going to do is undo everything Trump did. Well, again, we're going to go back to Obama. I guess economics, which fucking sucked for a lot of people. We're gonna go back to Obama's, plans, on steroids as far as the fighting climate change. So now we gotta, get rid of all subsidies for oil, gas, and I'm sorry, oil, gas, and coal. Okay, well, what the fuck is going to happen to everybody's heating bills? Like, I mean, we're just to the point where, I mean, honestly, it's not going to get better. It's just fucking not. But I've found in my life that sometimes shit has to get worse before it gets better. Um, yeah. All right, so I guess Miss Gabriella's done with politics. Excuse us. No, joking. All right, so anything else y'all got to talk about before we get off tonight? I have been up since like 6. I am fucking exhausted. Um, so anything else? And yeah. Sometimes, well, fine. Let's talk about love. Um, that's what I've always found as far as my life. When it comes to love, it comes to people who are really in your corner. Um, fire, fire creates it. Like, everybody's always great when things are. Oh, dude, I'm exhausted. Um, good night, Procto. Proto. I'm sorry. Sorry. Hooked on Phonics did not work for me. I apologize. Um, no. Fire actually tells you who's a man or who's a woman, who's an adult and who isn't. Um, you have people, unfortunately, when the shit storm hits, they just wither. Then you got people when a shit storm hits, they just okay, let's do the damn thing. Um, you know who your soldiers are. I always find it funny how I used to when I used to get on Facebook regularly, they'll be like, well, since people want to start all these wars, why don't we send all the Trump supporters to go start, go fight the wars? And they're like, well, what the fuck else are we going to send? Like, who the hell else are we going to send for real? Like, are we going to send you, latte drinking, sign carrying people? Fuck no, we're not. You guys will be dead in 15 minutes. Like, it's just again, fire creates you who you are. I've known plenty of people in life, and they always show their true colors when shit hits the fan. So if you are a legit stand up person, when things get rough, then goddamn it, you stand up and you make things happen. Um, right? If I mean seriously, if you're a legit person, then you stand up and you make it happen. Like if the house is on fire, you got some people who will run from the fire and leave the baby in the room, and you got some people who run into the building to save a goddamn cat. That's how people are, and it's like you never know these type of people until shit hits the fan. Everybody's great when everything's going great. Everybody's wonderful when everything's going wonderful. That's your best friend. But as soon as shit hits the fan, you'll see if your best friend is your best friend or your worst fucking enemy. That's what fire does. So maybe this country needs to go through the fucking fire. Maybe this country needs to go through, you know, the bullshit that's about to come, just so we can see who the fuck the men are and who the cowards are. Because I promise you, all these people out here burning shit up and all this other crazy shit, they won't be doing that shit when it's $10 a gallon. And I'm sorry, there's a forced lockdown. I promise you, they won't. Just because, again, you go out there if you want to, and the government said no. Okay, then let's see what happens. And I promise you, these mayors won't sit back, be all nice and great when all this shit started coming down, and well, just let them burn shit down. Not when it's Joe Biden in office. They won't let that shit stand. So we're just going to see. Oh, of course, they did this shit in California. Um, they're building up like I was hearing some people talking. They were saying that like they think they're predicting, and obviously they're conservative, whatever. So obviously they're going to predict this. They're predicting that you know Joe Biden's going to get in office, the economy's going to fucking tank, everything's going to fucking tank, and we're going to be back to like where it was with the housing bubble. Um, so what they're thinking is the reason that so many people are elated and so happy that Biden's in office, because when everything hits the fucking fan and shit hits the fan, who benefits the most? It's fucking rich people. So what they can do is, you know, they're letting crime go up in New York, which what brings the property value down. They're letting crime go up in all these other cities, which what brings the property down. You let a recession hit. If Biden comes in and he kills the oil industry, he kills the gas industry, he kills the coal industry. All of a sudden the stock fucking crashes. Then what happens? Everybody loses their money except the people at the fucking top. So then what's going to happen? They can go into these major cities, buy up all the fucking land they want because the land is going to be dirt cheap. All these businesses that close down, guess who can afford it? They can go in and buy up all their shit. I mean, think about it just for the shutdown alone. Who has benefited the most? It damn sure wasn't the middle class, but Amazon went up tenfold. Amazon is rolling. Guess who else was allowed to stay open? Walmart. Walmart was fucking rolling during the shutdown, and everyone is going to fucking Walmart. Why is everybody going to Walmart? Because there's no fucking anywhere else to go. So yeah, I'll go to Walmart and walk around for 25 minutes and spend $50. Why not? So they're set. Like literally, they're making all their money like crazy. And who the fuck is suffering? And who the fuck it cost? Yeah, cost like literally, which I found insane. Everybody was, Trump knew that this was a bad virus and he was trying to downplay it. He was trying to downplay it. He was trying to make it seem like this virus wasn't as bad. And it's like, if you remember, there was a time like literally when you couldn't find toilet paper or paper towels or baby wipes or nothing on the shelves. Like that shit was sold out for weeks. You had some places selling toilet paper and paper towels for like, 4 rolls of toilet paper for like $20. Like they were killing it. So again, these people don't suffer when shit hits the fan. So again, if all these places get burned to the ground, lower the property value, right? Because who the fuck wants to buy a business in a place that keeps burning to the ground every goddamn day? So now all these places are being lowered. All these, companies are being burnt up. Now all of a sudden you got the COVID come in. So now all these other companies, all these other little small businesses or medium-sized businesses are shutting down because they can't stay afloat. So now who's going to benefit? The fucking real estate, like if Trump was smart and he really wanted to be a dick about this, he should just go up and start buying up all these fucking places. Because that's what they're going to do. They're going to go in if Biden's able to do it, lower the gas prices and all. I mean, raise the gas prices and all other shit. All these fucking businesses close. Now what they're going to do is go in, buy up all these places, tear down like certain ghettos or whatever the case may be, because everything is going to be fucked. Tear down certain things, build it back up, build up condominiums that people have to spend. Rents or mortgage is going to be $10,000 a month. No, but average person can afford that. Again, look at fucking California. California has literally destroyed their middle class. Literally destroyed it. Why? Because they kept jacking up the prices of every fucking thing and people couldn't afford to stay there. Like literally you have people who make $80,000 a year in California who cannot afford to be there. Why is that? You have places in New York that are exactly the same way where you're spending $3,000-$4,000 a month for like a studio the size of this fucking room, which is 12 by 12. Like I'm sorry, I'm not going to go into the whole conspiracy theory thing, but from what I've like little shit that I've read up and hear on, it's like they want this because now they're going to make themselves rich, like really fucking rich. And yes, and that's one of the things I was actually talking to the wife about people moving. Like that's what they think happened to Georgia. Like Georgia was always red, but people like from New York and New Jersey who can't afford the fucking taxes anymore started moving down south because it's cheaper. Well, if you're gonna move down south, that's fine, but don't bring your idiotic fucking policies with you. So now all these people are moving down south. Now they're voting how they used to vote up north. Don't turn fucking Georgia into what New York was, because why? You fucking left New York because of what New York was. Don't come down here and start doing the same shit. Like you're welcome to move here and live here, or welcome to move wherever you want to move. Just leave your idiotic fucking ideas where you were, just because again, if you're leaving a state because of how the state is being run, why would you go to another state and demand that they be run the same way? It's fucking stupid. But that's what's happening. Like literally, they're pricing people out of normal places. So normal people can afford to live in certain parts of New York. Normal people can afford to live in certain parts of California. Normal people can afford to live in certain parts of Washington or just different places. Why? Because they're pricing people out. So they're pushing all these Democrats to other cities and other states, and they get there and they start voting the same fucking way. And all of a sudden now you have Texas might be in play, and Biden might win Texas. Biden should never even be fucking thought of to win Texas. Like Texas was always bloodshot red. So was Georgia. Georgia was always bloodshot red. Everyone hated Trump the first time, and he still won Georgia by like what 700,000 or 800,000 votes when he went against Hillary. I don't know if it was that much, but it was a couple 100,000 votes when he went against Hillary. Now all of a sudden it's a toss-up state. How the fuck does this happen? Now again, he may have cheated. We'll know when all the evidence come out. He may have cheated, but he still had to get some kind of votes. And it is coming from, in my opinion, people who are pushing out. Um, and the only problem is if Texas becomes California, there will never be another Republican president ever. Because if Democrats win Texas and California, there is no way in hell a Republican president can overcome that. Because I think that's what, 80, 88 or 89 or 90 electoral votes right there. Republicans are done. If they flip Texas, Republicans are done forever. There will never be another Republican president. And if that's the case, then I mean, like literally, Republicans, if they want to have any kind of chance, they have to fight to keep Texas. They can fight to try to flip California, which I don't know how that's going to go, but they can't lose Texas. If they lose Texas, then you might as well just call it a wrap. We're just down a fucking rabbit hole forever. Simply Deep. What's up, Chief? So, I mean, that's where we're at. I'll try to start following the election a little bit more, so hopefully I can have more information for you next week. Um, I personally think that if they're going to do anything, they need to do it this week, and they need to do it quickly. They need to file their lawsuits. They need to do whatever the fuck they're going to do because they are running out of time. Um, man, I'm good, Chief. I'm good. I'm just exhausted. Um, but they're running out of time. Like they're going to start, validating everything, and I think January 5th, I think that's the date when the Senate host and give all the electoral votes to whoever won or deemed to be won the states. So if he's going to make a move, he better start doing those moves like now. If he's trying to get into the Supreme Court, he needs to do it like now. I think what is it? Monday is the 30th of November. So he has 1 month to do whatever the fuck he wants to do. And we all know how slow those courts move. So he needs to move quickly. And you know what, Jabba? I actually think that too. I think they're pushing. But see, again, this is where I think Joe Biden can actually unite the country. Because there's already an underlying resentment towards the quote unquote elites, the quote unquote people who feel like they are better than us. And every time they show videos of these fucking assholes out eating dinner or going to salons or doing all this other shit while they're telling everybody else that you need to hunker down and stay in your house and don't visit grandma, it's like literally it builds up more resentment. It just keeps building and building and building. And the way I think, and I may be completely wrong, the way I think they're going to handle this whole, climate change shit when it comes to raising prices on gasoline and everything else, I think the only way they're going to handle it is you're trying to save the world. You need to deal with it. And if they take that attitude, they're fucked. Like literally, there will be a huge revolt in this country, in my opinion, because there are too many people who don't give a shit about politics. I mean, you think about it. We had 150 million people vote, so that's still 90, maybe 100 million people that didn't vote for either candidate. So you're going to get those people involved immediately if you start raising up prices like that. So instead of it being, say, 74 million who wanted Trump, now you have 174 million. And I promise you, you're going to have other people from the other side, Democrats, who are like, oh, okay, I didn't vote for this shit. So now out of those 80 million, you may have 50%. Like you would literally unite the country in hatred for everything that the elite stand for. So yes, it can happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it can happen if they play it the way I think they will play it. Um, but they're making they're it's like they're turning places into unlivable places. Like California, was it LA, San Francisco, they have like a massive homeless population. And there have been numerous videos of people like, well, we can't open up our business because we walk up, to open up our business and there's human feces and there's needles and there's people sleeping in front of my store and no one wants to come into my store when, people are like this. Like, how the fuck do you expect people to live? So people are literally leaving. It literally is, it is. It really fucking is. So people are just fucking leaving. But the problem is they're not leaving their ideas and their ideology behind. They're just bringing that shit to wherever state they go to. So when they see, like, again, states like Texas, states like Georgia, Florida. Oh my gosh, Florida has no state tax, so we can go down here and I can open my own business. I'll be great. You know what? Let's vote Democrat so we can raise taxes. And it's like fucking stupid. Like literally, you're coming here to get away from this shit, and you're bringing it with you. So retarded. It's just I don't. It's just that should be the theme of the night show. Just shit's just fucking retarded. But again, we'll see how it plays out. Like I said, I will try to do more research. I will try to read up on it. Um, oh, climate change is a huge business. It's a huge fucking business. You think about how many companies and how many people have made millions upon millions of dollars with the whole, the little green leaf on their washing machine or the little green leaf on their dryer, and the energy efficient, and help save the climate. Buy our refrigerator that costs $300 more, that gets 20% less colder because you're saving the fucking client. Meanwhile, your fucking food is spoiling like crazy, but you don't care because you're saving the fucking client. I'm sorry. It's just annoying, but it is a business. It is a fucking business, and that's what they do. Oh man, they'll keep doing it. I really wish there was a way. Um, I really wish there was a way like to come back in 100 years just to see if the Earth is actually, 1 degree cooler. And that's another thing that just I hate about this whole thing, this whole climate change prophecy, is that they're pushing these dates out so far that 99.9% of the people who actually believe this shit won't be here. So in 50 years, when the majority of the people are dead, if climate change is not happening, it's not going to be like you guys are fucking liars. And this is, you guys made us waste all this time and all this money and all this energy fighting something that didn't exist. It's just going to be, oh, okay. And like literally no one suffers for it. Think about all the people who are pushing climate change. They're like 50, 60 years old. They're not going to be here in a fucking 100 years to know whether or not the earth went up 1 degree. They just won't. Unless they plan on living to be 150 years old, which I seriously doubt. So they're not going to be here to suffer the wrath of their policies that they're making now. So it's real easy to do that shit. It's real easy to sit back and make all these executive decisions on shit based on 100 years from now. Like you won't they won't suffer from it. And no matter what you say now, it doesn't matter because in their brain, 100 years from now, we're all going to die. And if we don't die in 100 years from now, guess what? They don't fucking care because they're already dead. So yeah, I can raise prices on X, Y, and Z because shit's not going to affect me. And I won't have a mob coming after me saying, oh, well, these are all fucking lies and this is all fucking fake. And why did you make me spend X amount of dollars to buy certain products? Because why? I'm dead. You're dead. No one cares at the time. So it's like that's where we're at. I just feel like that's where we're at. So I don't know. I feel like this world can be better. This country can get better, but I think in order to do that, it has to get worse first. Because we have so many people so divided on shit that they don't even know what they're divided over. And we'll see. We will see. All right, church. I'm tired. It's um shit, we're at an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm exhausted. I really thank y'all. Oh, it's gonna get better. Don't worry. We're gonna have to go through some fire. Just remember that we're gonna go through some fire, but this shit will get better. Um, I'm gonna try, man. Thank y'all so much for watching. Thank y'all so much for listening. It's like seriously, um, I truthfully, I appreciate all of y'all. I really, really do. Because I know y'all got other shit that y'all could be doing right now, but y'all take the time out to listen to me rant and rave and talk crazy shit. Um, but I really do appreciate you guys listening, and thank y'all so much. I mean, seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank y'all so much. I will try. Good night to all of you. I would try my hardest to do a little bit of research on the election, and I guess next week we're back at the election again. Um, can't even play Java this time because he didn't even say shit. But whatever. We'll be back to the election probably next week. I don't know what my video is going to be about next week, but we'll figure it out. But seriously, I will try to be here. I will try to get on a little earlier next time, hopefully around 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, maybe 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, so that way you're not running too late. But I will definitely get on when I can. Seriously, seriously, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for listening. This is St. Patrick. I'm out.